All right, you two. I feel like I need to have like a GPS. One of y'all is over here filming something, the other one's over here traveling. But let's get down to it because I have to talk to you both about this one. The little girl who lived.
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I've lost track how many times I've watched it. It was
Oh,
so unbelievably done so well. You, Miss Brittany, had me crying in this part. I want to
thank
talk to
you.
you. I want to start with you first.
Okay.
With this part, how was it for you to take on such, I mean, a heavy, heavy role like this?
Sorry, I was just laughing at Marcus, realizing that
It's like, wow, that's a lot of
I'm
buttons.
done. I'm so
Marcus,
That's
sorry.
too few buttons.
Serious movie talks. Serious movie talks.
serious,
Um,
Marcus.
um, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I have to give a huge shout out to Marcus and Dylan for giving me the opportunity to do the project in the first place. It was something that Marcus had actually mentioned to me, and we sort of had like a conversation about it, and I didn't care what it took. I wanted to be a part of the project. I read the script and I was so enamored by it, and I feel really lucky that they were willing to sort of give me the chance because obviously I'm not known in this world at all. And I mean, it's always challenging when you take on something that has those sort of deep rooted hardships and those deep rooted traumas because I think you're really having to dive into what makes a person who they are in every project that you're doing, in every role that you're doing. And when you're dealing with somebody who's dealt with trauma, then you sort of have to create that, and you have to find something to connect to in that. And I think that always makes it challenging, but at the same time, what an honor to be able to play a character that has navigated her life so beautifully and is so willing to sort of do whatever it takes to make sure that the people she loves are safe. Um, yeah, it was hard, but it was also very, very worth it. And I'm just very grateful that I got to play Alice.
I feel like as I watched it from the first moment, I felt like I saw so many facets of you in her. But
Hmm.
I think it was such a part to navigate because I think we've all dealt with so much. Each one of us has our own story.
Hmm.
And I think with that type of trauma, and then becoming basically a novel, a criminal novelist, and I felt like her path directed her. And then all of a sudden it just came full circle. And then she met a certain detective that questioned her at first. We won't mention any names, but I think it was a true testament to both of you how, your work ethic, because I felt like it was such a heavy part, but she navigated through so much pain and could be felt by so many people that watched it.
Thank you. That means a
You're
lot.
no, I mean, it really is. And for you, Detective Ethan, I love it. I love you, Marcus. I love picking on you. I think it was a step out for me to see you because I've never seen you play a cop before, but you did it very well. You know,
Bang bang.
He is best cop number one.
That was my prep. I was
yeah.
like, can I do that? Oh yeah, I got that.
Uh, there's no question, no question. For you to navigate, for Ethan to navigate this story with Alice, what was, I guess, your biggest challenge or biggest takeaway from this one?
Yeah. Well, I'll just start by saying that like we were so lucky to have Brittany, and Brittany and I are friends. And we're gonna sit here and say all nice things about each other. And she was lucky to be on the
We
project, and
hate
we
each
were
other.
lucky to have her and stuff. But no,
Not really.
the truth is that we Brittany had to make concessions to be on this film, and we benefited so much as a project to have her. And so like the project or us as producers took no chances by any means. We upgraded our lead actress tenfold by having Brittany. And so yeah, I mean, just because we're friends, we were able to have a conversation about like
Mhm.
what I was literally leaving town to go do. And then took a keen interest and was very graciously willing to offer herself for that part. And she was the best person we possibly could have had. And so, of course, we're going to say yes every time. As far as
Graciously
preparing,
offering is code for begging.
no, 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 no.
Never.
She connected with the part. Um, she did ask to read it. She's like, yeah, let me just see what the script is like. I was like, I don't even know if we can make this work. And she's like, let's see what the script is looking like. Uh,
You're still in all
but
of it, aren't you, Marcus?
I'll tell you straight up, I got nothing to hide. It's all lovely stuff. Um, no, I don't know. To prepare for Ethan, that's funny. That scene that you mentioned actually is where I'm questioning her, just because the way things worked out, we sort of had to shoot both of our halves separately. And I remember shooting my half. Yeah, it was just logistical stuff, but like I had to shoot my half without Brittany, and I shot it before, and then we had to come back a week later and shoot her half. I remember watching her do her half a week later and being like, I should have been way nicer. Like I didn't know she was gonna be so emotional. It's like I'm gonna look like an asshole. I'm like, I don't know, ma'am. Are you sure you know what you're talking about? And then she's
Meanwhile,
like,
I'm sobbing.
yeah, she's sobbing. She's like, I don't like Ethan. But no, I held a toy gun and felt right, so I was good to go. That's my actor's preparation.
And I think it's not only an actor's preparation, but I think it's like every boy's dream. You know, you have that little toy gun, and then you go and you can go act and play with that toy gun on set now.
It is fun. It is like there's something, I don't know. I'm not a big gun guy, but like when you do sort of storm up those steps and then storm up onto the roof and like I don't know if you saw I posted my brothers, I enlisted them to be extras in that scene alongside me because that was it's just something fun that I had the chance to do, and that was fun. It was like we were a little gang, like we were young again, just like playing with like toy guns, but it was in a movie, so
It
it
was
was
pretty
fun.
great to see them all together playing cops. That was one of my favorite parts, was the three of them just like
Bang bang.
I love when I talk to the both of you. You're just like, just so open and honest, and you're like, yeah, my favorite part was this, and bang bang. I have to say, like, this seemed like it was such a meaty script, and I think so many emotions put into it. It had to be like to mentally prepare to go to set to bring these scenes to life had to be intense for the both of you.
yeah, it was. I think like one thing I really love about working with Marcus, and again, like he said, we're friends, we're gonna talk about each other so nicely, but it is one of the things that I appreciate about working with him is that when he shows up to set every day, like we're both similar. We've got our little binder, we know all of our lines, we're like, we're ready and we're prepared and we know where we want to be. And at the same time, we're both very willing to sort of play in the moment and figure out what makes the most sense and how to make the scene the strongest. There's this thing that sometimes happens in the acting world where like somebody will just try to figure out how they can shine independently. And one thing I really love about Marcus is that that is not his goal when he comes to set. His goal is to figure out how to make the scene the strongest, how to make sure that every character is being honored in those moments and has their pieces sort of felt and fully experienced. And so having somebody to play off of, and I mean everyone on this, Jocelyn, Elizabeth, everyone, they like everyone came to set with that same mindset. And so there would be moments where you'd be in a scene and you'd suddenly go, oh my God, the scene is about this. Like let's like find that moment all together. Let's really lean into that. And I think having that sort of that community work and that sort of same mindset was really helpful because there's a lot to this script. We only shot it, I think, what did it end up being, Marcus? 11 days. Like it was a super
Yeah,
fast shoot and
yeah.
there's a lot to it. So it required that sort of that combined effort and everyone showed up every single day wanting to give everything. And I think that was a huge part of what made it special.
Oh my God, that's so short of a time. I mean, I know that you guys usually do have short of a time, but no,
Yeah.
with a movie and a script like that, wow.
Yeah. And huge kudos
Sure.
to everyone, to the crew as well. I mean, like the amount of setups and the amount that needed to happen and the choreography of everything. It was a huge amount of work, a huge undertaking, and everyone just absolutely killed it.
This is not your first time working with this one over here. We all
No.
love him so much. But I feel like with each project, I see you work with him. And I'll get to you in a minute, Marcus. But I feel like each project that I see you work with him, it just, how can I put it? It brings out another layer of you,
Oh,
another layer of
thank
you
you.
as an actress. You're welcome. Um, with Alice, did you kind of like have an idea of where he wanted you to go with this one, or it was, I guess, mostly a collective effort?
Let me just jump in there and say that like I certainly did not direct this film. My buddy Dylan Pierce, producing partner,
Hmm.
directed it. So
Yeah.
he was definitely directing Brittany. Besides that, Brittany probably needs no guidance on how to steer her character. So I had no part in dictating any of Brittany's performance and can take no credit for it. And most of her scenes were with the lovely Elizabeth Longshot, who's another one of our favorite actresses that we frequently work with. And then Jocelyn Chuck. Honestly, between them and Brittany, we had an all-star cast that we were able to enlist, and so I don't think a lot of direction is needed, to be honest. But sorry, Brittany,
Thank
you
you.
go ahead.
No,
No,
you're
thank you.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I try to do, and one thing I did on this one specifically, is I really try to break down the character and sort of understand all of the major beats and all of the scenes before I show up, even for my first costume fitting. So Dylan and I did sit down and have like a hour and a half, 2 hour long meeting, and we talked through the script, but a lot of it was sort of felt and decided ahead of time. Dylan gave me a lot of freedom to really build Alice, and so I came to set every day sort of knowing who I wanted her to be. And of course, there's moments of direction of like, have you thought about maybe having this moment right before you do that, or like the major things directors do in terms of redirecting an attitude towards something or a tonal quality or even just the staging. But I do feel like I really had like I'd created a little human before I actually showed up, and I was allowed to play with that, which was great.
One thing you're going to get with Brittany every time is preparation and effort, and that's seems like it would be obvious for anybody doing any job at any time, anywhere, but it's not. And and Brittany, especially for such a an emotionally wrought role that's going to shoot in a very short period of time. It's like it would take so much preparation to come prepared. A lot of actors can do great scenes, but they need a lot of like reboot time in between, and they need a lot of downtime. They needed to go slowly to make sure they can get their head around the scene and make sure they feel good about it. It's really hard to move quickly. You're doing 5 scenes a day, 10 pages a day. And a bunch of those scenes are going to be like bang, bang, shoot 'em up. And then one's going to be crying. And then one's going to be like flirting with the cop guy who's strangely flirting with her while she's trying to find her maybe dead sister. And so it's like she's got a lot of ground to cover and
Yeah,
it takes preparation.
all of the emotional arcs are
What,
all
what,
happening at once.
what was that, Marcus? The bang bang and then flirting with the cop.
That's my approach to acting. Like, what are we
Uh,
doing? We're doing a bang bang one? We're doing a flirt, or we're doing a bang bang? Gun
Rudy
wise,
Tooty
not
Shooty?
otherwise. Anyway, spoken too much.
I no,
Rudy Tooty
it's
shooty.
Bush.
Yeah.
You are fine. But I think you touched on the point that I was going for. In that short amount of time to gravitate and get all those emotions down and
Mhm.
bang, get it out in 11 days. I mean, major kudos to the both of you, the entire cast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, now here's the biggest thing because I know I'm probably going to get multiple answers with this one, but Brittany, for you, what was your biggest takeaway with the final last scene and bringing Alice to life? What is I guess, your core memory, your best memory with bringing her to life?
It's funny because it's always hard when you're playing a role that has very few moments of joy.
Yeah.
But I truly feel like the biggest takeaway or the greatest thing I have in terms of memory of the role is that I feel proud of my work, and that's really hard for me to say most of the time. I'm really proud of the fact that I feel like I brought every ounce of feeling to her. I gave her moments where she could laugh. I gave her moments where she felt ashamed or scared, or like I feel like I was able to really truly feel every emotion and not make her underlying person so stunted by her trauma and her sadness that she couldn't live otherwise. And that's something that was really important to me in terms of bringing her to life. And then in terms of the film itself, I would have to say just working with everyone on the cast and crew again. A lot of the crew I got to see again, and it was just a really special experience overall. And I felt very taken care of and very loved the whole time I was there. And yeah.
I think that's the greatest takeaway that a lot of us don't realize. You guys really become like one big family from one project to the next, and then sometimes you guys do end up seeing the same people again on the next one.
Hmm. Yeah.
If they're cool.
If they're cool, they can hang.
Yeah, if they're cool, they come back. I mean, that's probably the same for everybody everywhere. I mean, yeah, talent can only take you so far. You want to have a good time on set, and you want to make a good product, but you also want to do it again next year. And so that's why Brittany is so employable and she's had a great career, is because she's not only talented, but she's fun to work with.
That's it. Major kudos. All right. Now I have to, shine your light a little bit brighter there, Mr. Marcus, because you're equally, I mean, hello, talented, in this one with playing the detective Ethan, but you have your own little gift there, Mister. It was really cool to see you play this part. I mean, what was, I guess, your biggest moment or memory besides doing this with your brothers, which now I have to go back to watch it now again.
What was my biggest memory from shooting this one? I don't know. You know what? Let me just think if I want to say. Yeah. I don't want to make another MOW anytime soon. And like producing wise, just because we're aiming at bigger things right now,
Mhm.
and we're okay taking a big long break between MOWs to pursue a bigger budget film that we've been working on forever and are come hell or high water, hopefully going to see into production before we make another MOW. And so while we were doing it, I know Dylan and I kind of approached it this way, and I felt this throughout making it. I was like, if this is the last one, this feels right. Like even my final victim felt like a little inside joke between us at the time because we were like, this is our final victim. This is our final thing. And I really wanted, and I think I speak for Dylan too. I wanted to go out on like a high note because these things can be so stressful sometimes. We've done three of these back to back to back, all Christmas, which are way harder than the rom-coms and the thrillers because you're lugging around a truck full of Christmas trees everywhere you go and you're dealing with cold and all the things. But it can get really, really like arduous and hard, and people get at each other, and it's just the way it goes in film. And Brittany knows, I'm sure Brittany knows very well how fictitious things can become behind the scenes on film sets. And so I was like, I would rather have a good time than make a good movie now in this MOW space. And luckily we did both. And that's the real win. So
Well, from my vantage point, it was one hell of a way to go out with this one because this one was amazing, and I literally major kudos again to both of you. But talk about somebody who's been awfully busy, Mister Sullivan's Crossing and Emergency. Like you're like nonstop little Energizer bunny, aren't you?
I have no hobbies and I'm afraid of facing my deep dark past. And so I just keep moving forward mercilessly until I hit the grave. And then I'll never have to deal with my problems ever.
Stop that. All right. Now I don't know, like I got to start on Sullivan's Crossing. Like when I saw that come, I'm like, I literally went to my phone. I'm like, did he just say he's gonna be what? And my sister called me. She was like, that's your friend Marcus? And I said, yeah. She goes, did he tell you? I'm like, no. Like, all right, give us all the Solomon's Crossing season 4. We're gonna.
I've never worked on something that seems so tight-lipped about stuff. I think because they've got so many more eyeballs now on this show with the Netflix release. And so I don't even know what I'm allowed to say. So I'll just say what I know is already known, which is just that I'm joining the show as a series regular going into season 4, which we're currently shooting right now in Halifax. That's where I am. And there'll be yeah, I guess a love triangle is known at this point between Cal and Maggie and Liam, who's the new character that was introduced last season in episode 10 of season 3. And yeah, my character, without saying details, I have rarely played characters that I found so interesting with such an interesting backstory. And I was skeptical that they would be able to find a way that was a persuasive love triangle introduction into this show coming out of nowhere in season 4, because I've seen this fail on other shows before. And I think they found a really genius way to do it. I hope the audience feels that way too. Yeah,
You have no idea what love triangles. One calls the heart.
yeah. See, there's a failed one. I
Stop.
tried that one, didn't work out for me. Brittany, I was on season 2 of When Calls the Heart, and they tried to do a love triangle between me and the two leads, and then the audience was like, "Get this guy out of here!" And I was never seen
No,
again. That was like a
no,
decade ago.
Let's find somebody different. Just kidding.
because nobody loves Marcus. Nobody loves that character. No,
I,
I'm just kidding.
I don't get enough love.
Yeah, right. And then I see you with Emergency, written, directed, and edited. Like a high achiever much?
Yeah. Emergency is the story. This is the most important thing to me personally on like a passion level, and what means the most to me as a creative individual. I wrote this in December of 2019. Came out very quickly in the middle of the night. I kind of woke up and was laying beside my wife in bed and pulled up my laptop and typed it out for like a half an hour. And then year after year, I just kind of sat on it. I knew I wanted to make it, and I knew it was a story that was really important to me. It was somewhat autobiographical, based on an incident that occurred in my childhood, a bunch of incidents sort of distilled down into one fictional 13-minute story in this short film. But I was like, well, I don't know how to make a movie at the start of 2020 when I was like, I should. And then I met Dylan, and we've made a dozen movies since then together, and suddenly I had all the means of production. But still, year after year, I was like, I don't really know exactly how to do it yet. And I kept finding excuses, and eventually I just got to the point where I was like, you have no more excuses, so what is stopping you from doing this? And then I really realized it was like I had such a mental block with it because of how close it was to me and this perfectionism that surrounded it. And then I just said, get busy living or get busy dying, and made it. And one of the reasons we made this movie that Brittany stars in is because I was like, oh, if we greenlight this film, then I'll tack on my short film at the very end. We'll use a bunch of the crew and we'll go right into that, which is exactly what we did. And so we were able to get both of these beautiful projects done at once. And now Emergency is hopefully going to be doing a short or a film circuit, film festival circuit next year. And it stars two 8-year-old kids who give, in my opinion, the greatest performances I've ever seen by children. And I don't say that lightly. I think that kids of this young an age have rarely been seen on camera performing with this naturalism. And I am so excited for everybody to see that. And yeah, it means everything to me. So, and it's my directorial debut.
Very
You high
exciting.
achiever. I think and that's where, like, if I was in your shoes, both of you, to work with kids that young, that would flabbergast me right out of the starting gate, because I don't know if I would have that gumshoe at 8 years old. One, to have no fear to be in front of a camera, and two, to film a movie from the beginning to the end and have no fear. I mean, it's probably you learn a lot of lessons with those kids.
My leading lady, so it's a 8-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl. My leading lady, the 8-year-old girl, it was her first acting gig ever. She never acted before, and she is. I can't wait for everybody to see this, and I wish I could just throw it up on YouTube, but you kind of need to play the game and try to get like festival premieres and stuff like that. And I can't wait to just broadcast it though and let everybody see it.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Well, congrats on that. And then you have Christmas in Alaska in December. Like, do you ever sleep, boy?
These I get when you make these movies over many years and suddenly they all come out and you're like, oh, look how busy I am. But like it's not I had Christmas in Alaska we did like a year and a half ago. And then Lifetime just sat on it for a year. So yeah, it's gonna come out now. That was fun. I did dog sledding in that one. I'm like,
That's
much.
fun.
Emma Johnson is a wonderful actress out of Vancouver that stars alongside me in that one. Another person we've worked with a couple times. Um, and yeah, there's a lot of little like set pieces. We went ice fishing in that, and the ice almost it didn't almost crack, but I thought it was going to crack. And then and then we did dog sledding and skating and a lot of interesting things in that one. Not a lot of extras. We should have had more extras. I will say that.
I would get totally distracted by the bones, but that's me.
Yeah, hopefully you forget about the lack of people that are around.
I mean, it's Alaska. It's, it's one of the smaller population states. So I think
Yeah,
that's allowed. There's just less
thank you, Brittany.
people. It's not like you're filming in New York. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly it, Brittany. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. You have no idea how much I love the both of you, how the both of you go, like, literally finish each other's sentences. It's so cute. Too much. Oh, well, Miss Brittany, what you got going on now, Mr. High Achiever over here with all his stuff?
Well, I just finished a couple weeks ago a new Christmas movie that doesn't quite have a home yet, but it will, with Luke McFarlane as my co-star and Kathy Disher plays my mom. She wrote the movie with her son, Darcy, and it's amazing. And right now I am working on getting a film that I came up with a concept for this project about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. And it's been written for a little while, but we're going to all of the film markets and everything, and it looks like it's going to be greenlit. So I'm hoping that we'll start shooting that in January. But that one I cannot say anything about right now because it is obviously in like the early stages of
In there.
production. But once I am able to share, I will start. And then I'm writing a movie and I've got a couple other projects that I'd like to produce. So just trying to figure out which thing is going to happen first. Obviously, with everything happening that's trending towards this January project actually getting off the ground, I want to try to get that one going. But the film I just did with Luke, I was also one of the producers on. So I was from the get-go to currently we're in editing. We're in the editing stage and all of the music and all of that. So just been working in studio and it's been pretty all-encompassing aside from some life stuff. It's been pretty much my everyday. So yeah.
Yeah, both of you touched on it, and I think it's a point that us being on the other side watching it, as the viewer, we don't realize it. You guys may have an idea, it may go down on paper, maybe 2 years before it comes to the TV, but we only see it. And I love hearing that because it's, we think it's like, okay, whoa, magic, it's all done. Never thinking it took this long. And it's amazing to hear those stories.
Yeah. It's fun. It's I think it takes a lot longer. The shooting process takes a lot less time than I think people realize, but the actual start to finish takes a lot longer, most of the time. So,
Oh, I know this is probably a loaded question and probably one that you probably will do, but do you think you guys will both work together sometime, hopefully in the near future?
never.
That's it.
I never want
We're
to work with
done.
Marcus again.
That's a wrap. I mean, as long as the industry doesn't say you guys are too old to want people to watch you fall in love, then I bet you we will.
You
We
Hey,
got
will
my
do it
vote,
again
bro.
at some point.
hey, if they ever say something like that, trust me, you will hear me, literally hear my big Italian mouth in the background going, uh-uh.
You,
So
you
both
know
of
what
them,
Britt and I would be good at. I'm trying to like think ahead for us as we venture into our 40s one day far from now. It would
So
be
far away.
we'd make good lawyers, Britt. Like if we were like we had like a law firm of some
oh,
sort and we did some investigative like type lawyer stuff,
Yes.
we'd have like a good
We
like
should have a
work
new mystery
associates banter.
series.
Yeah, we'd be good at
there
that.
you go. There you go.
Opposing lawyers or lawyers on the same team. I don't know.
I think
Let's brainstorm.
lawyers who are like partners in a firm, but we have very different approaches. And we both have like one of us is like a single playboy or playgirl, and then the other one's like married, and then that one's always trying to figure their crap out, and then like is like the third wheel to the relationship. Anyway, I've got it's all coming.
Let's workshop this. I
Yeah,
like
okay.
it.
Hey,
I'm here for it.
listen, I'm all here for it. Seriously, I am all here for it. I will be right behind, doing all
Perfect.
the, telling everybody about it. And
I love it.
Marcus, get your creative juices going, boy. We need a new mystery. Uh, I seriously, well, I got to touch with you next because you got all this coming out. You got anything else you got stirring the pot there, Marcus? Anything else new coming?
Yeah, we got a another one that we produced called Second Guessing Fate that's going to be premiering uh November 23rd on the CW channel. This one it's interesting because it's a little bit different than what we've done before. It stars Danielle Panabaker and Corey Sevier. We shot it about a year and a bit ago in Edmonton. CW greenlit like six MOW type rom-coms, but they're much more like modern feeling and much more like Sex in the City vibe almost. And I thought
Hmm.
that was interesting. Yeah, like the characters like hook up and stuff and like but there's still kind of a lot of the same beats where there's like a meet cute and like so it was a fun little script.
Do we have an air date yet, or is it still up in the air?
Yeah, it's November 23rd,
Okay.
2025, so about a month away.
Okay, gotta put that down on my calendar. Highlight it. Um, I love the both of you seriously, and this movie was fabulous.
Thank you.
Marcus, I'm like as we're talking because I didn't have Christmas in Alaska yet down on my calendar, but the both of you are just incredible. Congrats on this movie. Congrats literally on all the success. I literally had my entire family watching this, including my aunt that usually never watches Lifetime, and she's like, "Am I going to be scared out of my mind?" I'm like, "Just watch the movie and shush." It's two of my best friends that are in the movie. And she calls me after watching. She goes, "You're right. You're right." I said, "I told you so. I told you so."
It's
No,
Britt's performance. It's much better than these movies usually get.
well, I
Thank
will
you.
give Brett props, but you, Mister, both of you were equally good in this. No, seriously, congrats and thank you guys for always giving me the time. I love you both
Of
dearly,
course.
and can't wait to see the what's next on the horizon for you too.
Thanks, Donna.
Thank you. Thank you, Donna.
No, no, you are very welcome. You guys be well. I'll probably talk to you guys. If not, if I don't talk to you guys before that Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. And I'll see you guys, talk to you guys both soon.
Perfect.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.